Recession. Are we in a recession? You can't have been anywhere recently without seeing that question being asked. However, to answer that question, we need to understand what is meant by the term recession and how do we actually calculate one. Now, firstly, what we need to understand is that we need to know our output of our economy. Now, our output is typically called GDP, or gross domestic product. So the more we output in an economy, the stronger it is seen to be. Now, what the Office of National Statistics does is it breaks up the measurement of that output into 4 separate quarters. So, in the first quarter this year, our economy was said to have grown by 0.2%. However, yesterday they reported that the economy had actually shrunk by 0.2%. Now, the answer to the question is no, we're not in a recession, because we have to have 2 quarters of negative growth to be classed in a recession. There is a little bit more to this though, and you need to understand that we report our figures quite early, and our figures get revised. So that 0.2% contraction in the size of the economy could even get changed in the next few weeks to months. So it could get revised upwards or it could get revised further downwards. But to be in a recession, we need to have another quarter of negative growth. Of course, this news could have an impact. Remember how we always talk about consumer confidence, and if you're a customer, you're probably not going to feel so confident about making those larger investments knowing that the economy's shrunk, because you might start to fear for your job. You might start to save money, and of course that has an impact on what you do. If you stop spending money, you could start to bring about the economy slowing down even further and entering into recession, and that's why the government will be worried. House owners may also be worried because it could have an impact on house prices. Are you going to invest in a very expensive purchase if you're a little bit fearful about your job in the future? Probably not. It might mean that house prices have to come down. Not everybody's going to think that's a bad thing. There'll be plenty of people out there who actually are waiting for the house prices to correct themselves. So there are different aspects and different viewpoints on this. Of course, is it going to help the car industry in the UK? Probably not. Again, a large-scale purchase, if people start to fear that maybe the economy is going to slow down and the impact that might have on jobs, they're going to start saving. If they start saving, what are we going to see? Maybe an interest rate cut. And that's going to be bad for savers. But it's going to be the way the Bank of England might try and start to encourage some spending and some growth in our economy. You start to see how this cycle all comes together. All the economics that we learn all comes together and starts to show you how they manage the economy. What I would advise you do is make sure you keep watching the news. Make sure you try and read some of the newspapers or look on the news websites. Keep yourself up to date with the business news. There's lots going on at the moment in the business world, and it's going to be an exciting time. However, until next time, make sure you keep buzzing.